Hello, my beautiful, gorgeous dance baby, and welcome to another episode of More Than Dance. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite reframes, and it is the no word, can't. Oh my gosh, I'm cringing just saying it. I'll never forget when this started being a thing for me. And it was teaching. It was obviously through teaching. I was teaching, and my students who inspire so much of these podcasts. I just started hearing the word can't, and I was like, what can I do about this? Because one, it's not true. Two, it's a shield. And three, it's just like a horrible way to talk to yourself. And it's funny because sometimes I can get wrapped up into my own little studio world where all my students are kind of speaking in a certain way, at least out loud. And it becomes really nice. And then I step out on vacation or I meet other people in a group setting or whatever. And I start hearing the word can't again. And I'm like, it makes me feel really sad. So let's back up the truck before I keep going here. And I want to talk about this day. And I was teaching dance, and this girl said, I can't do that. And I knew this student was fully capable of doing this and more. And her limiting beliefs, her ability to so freely say the word can't got me. And that's when I started the C word rule. And the C word at the studio is can't. I have to whisper it because it's a swear. Oh my gosh. And the rule is like this. If you say the word can't, then you get to say 3 things that you love about yourself, and not like material things about yourself. Deep, beautiful things. So not only does it kind of put you on the spot in a way and get you to recognize, because usually my students don't like to be on the spotlight. So to get to say 3 things about themselves that they love in front of a classroom while the class is now on pause, it gets them to really understand that wow, I better not at least use this word in here. And if they get enough practice reframing the C word, sometimes they'll be about to say, oh, but Chrissy, I can't. I'll be like, watch it. They'll be like, okay, you're right. How can I reframe that more beautifully? And there are so many ways to reframe that sentence in a way that empowers you versus degrades you. And I like to talk about this word too, because especially with the older population, so I get into my mom's generation, when I talk to people over there, it's kind of worse. And it's this societal habit that's forgiving yourself of or excusing yourself from something that could be difficult or something that could be hard or something that would take a lot of practice or something that you don't have yet. And it's the easy way out. Because what can't really means is I haven't learned how to yet. I'm scared to fail. This doesn't come naturally to me, so I feel stupid messing up. If I do this and I fail, it could confirm that I'm a failure. Can't, and the word try, which we'll talk about soon, becomes a shortcut to opt out before even doing, before even showing up. I hear this word in so many different iterations. I can't. I'm old. I can't do floor work. I can't even get up off the floor. I can't dance. I can't move like that. I could never. I can't walk in heels. I can't speak up. I can't do social situations. I can't afford that. And what I've found from listening, and maybe a slight analyzation, is that can't statements are not about ability. They're about the capacity to do the thing, the permission to do the thing, and the safety to do the thing. So let's say that the thing is dance, because why not? When in Rome, and we often don't get permission to learn a skill like dance. How often do you have this conversation? I have it a lot, and maybe it's because I'm a DJ and a dance teacher, but I have this conversation a very lot where the person will say, I can't dance. And it's like maybe seconds after I tell them what I do for a living. It's like, oh, I'm a dance teacher. Oh, I can't dance. Okay. All right. One, I didn't ask yet. Two, I bet you can. Three, have you ever taken a lesson before? Four, have you ever taken a lesson with me before? Five, have you ever given it more than you dancing at a wedding? Have you ever actually tried taking dance lessons from someone who teaches dance? Someone who specializes in teaching adults? Give me 3 months. So they say this, and I say, without proper assessment, it's not an actual true fact what you're telling me that you can't dance. Because who in that situation would be more of the expert? The dance teacher who has taught thousands and thousands of dancers how to dance, or the person who is not the dancer saying that they can't dance? I think it would be me. I think it would be me that would be able to say, you can't dance. And guess what? In my 20 plus years of teaching, I have never said that word. I have never spoke that sentence about anyone that has come to the studio. You want to know why? It's because everyone can dance. I believe wholeheartedly that everyone can dance if they wish to learn how to dance. I believe that they can. I believe that I can teach them. And I believe that our expectations for what qualifies as dance might be different. I often think too, especially when I'm talking to the older crowd, or even when I'm talking to men, I've really tried to sit with this and come up with a logical reasoning for it. And it's gotta be from the Puritans. I swear that part of our history ruined women. I don't know if this is even the true part of the history that I remember, but I think when we were just teaching women to be less than and to hide and to be modest and to wear layers and layers and layers and layers of clothing and to not go to college and not get jobs and not be able to vote. I think we took on that role of, well, I guess we shouldn't do anything then. And I guess dancing that's not an option either. Because why is it? I mean, I really think about this. Why is it that this older generation will say to me I could never, oh my gosh, dance. It's this scary thing. And I think about these benefits of dance, the way that dance has saved my life, the way that dance has shown up for me. What would I do without it? I mean, I really don't know. I think about that, and I think about the fact that they don't have that because they're not open to it, because they don't allow themselves to have the permission to do it. I think about how they're missing out on what could be so fulfilling because of shyness, because of purity, because of prudeness, because of the fear of looking stupid. I was listening to this choreographer the other day, and he was talking to his students. Someone asked the question about what do you look for when you're hiring someone? And he's like, I look for someone I really want to work with. And I look for that person to want to be seen. And then he said, because when I'm on a job and I'm teaching and I'm choreographing and you're one of the dancers I'm working with, I don't want to hold your hand. In class, sure, I'll hold your hand. We'll walk through it and we'll figure it out together, but not when we're on the job. And when I think about this, I think about I'm not complaining, but I think about how much hand holding I get to do as a dance teacher for beginner dancers and for more advanced dancers, but for primarily women. And I get to handhold them through, walk them through what is so possible for them, right? It seems so hard for them, and they know they want to do it. And I get to walk them through this roller coaster of dance, of learning dance, the vulnerability, the ups and downs, the downs, and the feeling you can't, the feeling of looking stupid. And I'm imagine if we weren't scarred. Imagine if we just got to approach dance with just okay, yeah, sure, I could probably do that. Versus, I can't. Oh my God. I want to film a reaction. I want to film it for you to see. You probably don't need the film, actually. You're probably yeah, that was me. I say that all the time. Or you're probably oh, I've heard people say that. Because when I hear it, I'm not true. And how can I show you how not true that is? So, this cultural conditioning has taught us to shrink ourselves, to stay humble, and to not claim space. And claiming space as a dancer is like step number one: own your space. And that also means owning your posture, projecting your light. And if you're like, well, there's no light here, there is. You just learned so good how to dim your light versus project your light. Society and the people around you, maybe your family, maybe your friends, have taught you, dim it with me. Misery loves company. I can't do this. I can't do that either. Get a group of girls together who are like kind of feeling down on themselves. Actually, there's a scene in Sex and the City, and Charlotte's like, oh, thighs, thighs, thighs. And then she's like, and Miranda's like, oh my God, what? And she's like, I can't even open a magazine without thinking thighs, thighs, thighs. I hate my thighs. And she's like, oh, come on. I take your thighs and I'll raise you a chin. And then Carrie goes, oh, to Miranda, like, oh, I'll take your chin and raise you a, And then after that, like all three of them like look to Samantha and they're like, and Samantha's just like, and she's like, what? And Carrie's like, oh, come on. Like as if to say like, come on, like complain about how much you hate yourself with us. And Samantha's just like, I happen to love the way I look. Have you ever been in a situation where you've just heard like someone complaining about something that they don't love about themselves, and then on top of that, like someone will like also say something and it's just like, it just becomes this like negative frenzy? I've been in that situation before. I've heard that and I've been like, oh my God, this is real. Like bring me back to my 4-wall studio cocoon where I don't hear this stuff, because it's saddening. It really, truly is. So we shrink, we stay humble, we try to blend in with the people around us. And if we haven't gotten to the point in our life where we're elevating the people that we are around, then we continue shrinking because we match the energy of the people we are around. Another reason why we would say the word can't is if we have done that before and we have failed, or maybe we felt rejected, or maybe there was a time where you danced and it didn't go so well. That fear of rejection will get you in the cycle of can't. The fear of being judged, the fear of being laughed at. We say the word can't to soften the blow. Before anyone gets the opportunity to judge us, we judge ourselves. Every time you say the word can't, you're making yourself smaller. So yeah, you might not be able to do it yet, or at least do it at a 9 out of 10 yet. That doesn't give you the best reason to say the word can't. I like to think of can't as like a really extreme thing. Like even in those cases though, like I'm thinking about my friend who lost her voice completely, like, and she's a beautiful singer. So she lost her voice for a while. And even she didn't say the word can't. She said, oh, I'm not able to sing right now. And adding those little phrases of right now and yet are just so powerful. Because when you can say, I haven't learned that yet. I'm not able to do that right now. I still wouldn't use the word can't, me personally. It's just, you don't need to. You can still say what you mean. Oh, I haven't been able to do that yet. I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't know. I just feel like it's just like, it's beneath you, isn't it? The word can't is beneath me. I'm not going to use that word because I know that I am working on what I'm working on. I'm taking ownership of what it is that I am not fully able to do in the way that I want to do it yet. And when I speak that way, I don't end up feeling worse about myself because I'm saying it like that. I also don't make the domino effect to the people around me. And I also get to take on the timeline, because when I was healing my leg and I was healing my knee after the surgeries that I've had, there were things that I was on purpose not able to do. Like I wasn't about to run, but I wasn't saying I can't run. I was saying I'm walking right now, or someday soon I'll run, or I don't even really want to run, but let's say that I did, right? I get to include the timeline when I say right now or yet. I'm not running right now. Later I might. Who knows? I still think it's probably not the best for me to do. So I get to take ownership and I'm clear about what I want for my body. Or for that person that says, I can't dance. I haven't learned how to dance yet. I really want to. I'm so shy about dancing. I haven't done it yet. It just sounds better. It sounds more polished. It sounds more meaningful. It sounds like it's more of a realistic answer and a thought about answer versus a reflex. I also like the phrase, oh, I haven't learned how to do that yet, and I'm open to learning it. Haven't you found that by allowing yourself to be open to things, you're bringing more into your life? Again, I've mentioned this before, but the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, like how much he brought into his life by saying yes to everything. And granted, like, there's some funny scenes in there. But the point is, when we stay closed off, we're closing ourselves off to so much more than what the subject matter is. So for someone saying, I can't dance, okay, you're closing yourself off from movement that feels freeing. You're closing yourself off to new friendships, community. You're closing yourself off to potentially some like really cool songs and so much more. So when you think about the next time you want to say the word can't, are you shielding yourself from reality? Because when you allow yourself to say right now and yet, and I'm open to that, you're changing your identity from fixed. I think like fixed, I'm making, for those of you who are like just listening, I'm making like an X. The X in fixed means like no, fixed to fluid. You allow yourself room to evolve. So I want to give you some reflection questions that you can do. And the first question is, where am I saying the word can't? The second question is, what is saying the word can't protecting me from? And of course, I'm going to also encourage you to say 3 things that you love about yourself. If you do find yourself saying the word can't, reframe it and learn how to not say that word. The third question is, what is a small action step that I can take instead of declaring limitation? So for the person who wants to learn how to dance and does not know how to dance yet, maybe you can sign up for a dance class. That would be a great action item. For the person who is dying to wear heels but can't, maybe they buy a pair of lower heels and they start that way. Remember, micro steps are important to macro steps. So when we think about all these things that we're humans, we can do a lot of things. The problem is when we speak the way we can't do something into existence, we believe it. We give ourselves the excuse to not do it. We write it off and we shy away from it. So yeah, maybe you're not doing the splits. Maybe your flexibility isn't there yet. Maybe you're not in heels yet. It's okay. You get to give yourself the grace of time to learn so that you can do what you wish to do. So I hope that this sticks with you. And I hope you get an opportunity to really just like play around with the verbiage after you catch yourself saying it, because you will find that you will be so much more inspired and empowered when you start rephrasing that word. If this was helpful to you at all, I'd love to ask you to please share it with someone, because when you get to hear can versus the word can't, it's so much more uplifting. So thank you so much. It would mean the absolute world to me if you left a 5-star written review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And I'll see you on the dance floor.